Welcome to your quiet space for building real English confidence.
We aren't just learning vocabulary today, we are building your social shield against rude questions.
Imagine you are at a family dinner. It is going well. Then, silence. An aunt looks at you and asks loudly, "Why are you still single?" Everyone turns to look at you.
I used to freeze in this moment. I remember a specific holiday dinner where my uncle asked me how much money I made in front of everyone. I just gave an awkward laugh and felt terrible for the rest of the day because I didn't have the words to protect myself.
Today, we practice 3 polite but firm phrases to stop that question immediately and change the subject.
This is such an important topic because this happens to everyone. It does not matter if you are a native speaker or a learner. People sometimes ask questions that cross the line.
Exactly. And when you are speaking a second language, it is even harder. You feel pressure to answer because you want to be polite. You worry that if you do not answer, you will look rude or like you do not understand the question.
That is the trap. We think fluency means answering every question we are asked, but real fluency is having the control to decide what you want to talk about.
That is a beautiful way to put it, Mark. Real fluency is control. So today, we are going to learn a system. It's not just one phrase. It's a 3-step process. We call it deflect, limit, and pivot.
Deflect, limit, and pivot. I like that. It sounds like a dance step.
It is a bit like a social dance. You need to move out of the way of the attack. So let us start with step 1, the soft deflection.
What exactly is a deflection in conversation?
To deflect means to bounce something away gently. We use the soft deflection when the question is intrusive, but the person asking it probably does not mean to be mean. Maybe they are just curious, or they have different cultural boundaries.
Right, like the aunt who asks, "When are you getting married?" She probably thinks she is showing that she cares about your future. She does not realize she is making you panic.
Exactly. So you don't want to be angry. You just want to avoid giving a real answer. The key here is to use humor or vagueness. We answer without actually answering.
Can you give us an example of how to answer without answering?
Let's look at the money question. This is very common. Someone asks, "How much money do you make at your new job?"
That is so uncomfortable. My instinct is to just tell them the number because I'm shocked.
Instead of the number, try this phrase. Listen first. Enough to pay the bills, happily.
Oh, that is good. It's positive, but it gives zero information.
Let's listen to it again slowly. Enough to pay the bills, happily.
I like the word happily at the end. It signals that the conversation is finished and that you are okay.
Exactly. Let's practice that together. I will play the rude relative. I will ask the question, and I want you to say the phrase out loud. Ready? Mark, how much is your salary these days?
Enough to pay the bills, happily.
Very good. Now you at home, I will ask you. Speak out loud. So, how much money do you make?
Enough to pay the bills, happily.
Great. Do you feel how that protects your privacy? You are smiling, but the door is closed.
It feels much safer than stuttering. What is another phrase for soft deflection?
Sometimes the question is about your plans, like when are you having a baby or when are you buying a house?
The pressure questions.
Yes, for these we use the focus deflection. You say, "I am just focusing on my career right now," or "I am just focusing on enjoying life right now."
That is useful. You replace their topic with your topic. They ask about babies, you answer about career.
Exactly. It's a polite way of saying, "I am not doing what you think I should do." Let's practice this one. The phrase is, "I am just focusing on my career right now."
I am just focusing on my career right now.
Now you try it. I will ask the question. So, when are you going to get married?
I am just focusing on my career right now.
Perfect. It works for almost anything. Why don't you have a better car? I am just focusing on my health right now. It's a universal shield.
But Anna, what happens if they don't stop? Some people are not satisfied with a soft deflection. They keep pushing.
That's when we move to step 2, the firm boundary.
This sounds a bit more serious.
It is. If someone asks you a question and you give a soft answer and they ask again, they are being rude. Now you need to protect yourself more firmly.
This is where I usually get scared. I hate conflict. I don't want to start a fight at the dinner table.
That is why we need specific phrases. If you have the phrase ready, you do not have to get angry. You can just deliver the line. The goal here is to be polite, but very clear that the topic is finished.
What is the best phrase for this?
The classic phrase is, I would rather not discuss that.
I would rather not discuss that. It is short.
It is short and it's powerful. Notice the grammar. I would rather not. It is a polite form of I do not want to.
And how should we say it? If I say it happily, does it work?
No, this is very important. Your intonation must go down at the end. If your voice goes up, it sounds like a question. It sounds like you are unsure.
So not, I'd rather not discuss that?
Exactly. That sounds like you are asking for permission. You need to use a statement voice. Imagine a period, a full stop at the end of the sentence. I would rather not discuss that.
I would rather not discuss that. Like dropping a heavy book on the table.
Yes, let us practice this falling intonation. It is the sound of confidence. I will ask you a persistent question. You say the phrase. Mark, seriously, why did you break up? You should tell me.
I would rather not discuss that.
Good. Did you hear his voice go down? Now you try. I will be the pushy relative. Come on, how much did your house cost? You can tell me.
I would rather not discuss that.
Excellent. That period at the end is your shield.
Is there a way to say this that calls out the behavior? Sometimes I want them to know they are being rude.
Yes, but we must be careful. We want to be classy, not aggressive. There is a very British, very polite way to do this. You can say, that is a bit of a personal question, isn't it?
Oh, I love that. That is a bit of a personal question, isn't it? It puts the embarrassment back on them.
Exactly. You are not saying you are rude. You are just observing the question. It makes them reflect on what they just asked.
And the tag question at the end, isn't it, softens it just a tiny bit, but the message is clear.
Let us practice this one. Use it when someone comments on your body or your weight. That is very personal.
Okay.
You look tired. Have you gained some weight recently?
That is a bit of a personal question, isn't it?
Oh, that was good. I felt a little bit of shame when you said that. It works.
It feels powerful to say.
Now you try. I will ask something intrusive. Why don't you have children yet?
That is a bit of a personal question, isn't it?
Very good. You are drawing a line in the sand. You are safe behind that line.
Okay, so we have deflected, we have set a boundary. But now, Anna, there is a problem.
What is the problem?
The silence. Everyone is staring. The atmosphere is awkward. I have stopped the question, but now I feel like I killed the party.
This is the step that most learners forget. They stop the bad conversation, but they don't start a good one. That is why we need step 3, the pivot.
The pivot. That means to turn, right?
Yes, you turn away from the bad topic and immediately turn toward a safe topic. This saves the atmosphere. It shows you are still friendly. You just don't want to talk about that specific thing.
So how do we do it? Is there a formula?
Yes, the formula is boundary plus breath plus new question.
Boundary plus breath plus new question. Why the breath?
The breath is for you. It calms your nervous system. It lets the boundary sink in. Then the new question directs the attention away from you and onto someone else.
And what is the best topic to pivot to?
Food, travel, or the other person's life. People love talking about themselves. If you ask them a question, they will usually forget about you immediately.
That is so true. So let's put it all together. Suppose you ask me about my salary again.
Okay, Mark, how much do you make?
I would rather not discuss that, but I would love to hear about your new car. How is it driving?
Perfect. Do you see what happened? I cannot ask you about money again because now I have to answer about my car. You took control.
I drove the conversation to a safe place.
Exactly. Let us practice a few pivot phrases. A great universal pivot is, but I was just thinking about your holiday. How was it?
But I was just thinking about your holiday. How was it?
Another one is about food if you are eating. But this soup is delicious. Have you tried it?
But this soup is delicious. Have you tried it?
Simple, right? You don't need complex grammar. You just need a bridge.
Before we practice the full simulation, I just want to say to everyone listening, this takes courage.
It does.
You might feel your heart beating fast the first time you do this. But if you are enjoying this lesson and you want to build this kind of real-world confidence every week, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a library of lessons to help you handle every situation in life, not just the textbook ones.
Yes, joining our community helps us create more of these role plays for you. Now, are you ready for the gauntlet?
The gauntlet? That sounds intense.
It is a challenge. We're going to simulate a full conversation. I am going to be the intrusive relative. I will try 3 different angles to make you uncomfortable.
And what should the listener do?
I want you to shadow Mark. I will ask the question, Mark will whisper the strategy we are using, and then say the phrase. You simply repeat the phrase after Mark.
So we are building the muscle memory.
Exactly. Imagine you are at that dinner table. The plates are clinking. I am sitting across from you. I lean in. Here is the first question.
Ready.
So I noticed you're still renting that small apartment. When are you going to buy a real house?
Strategy, soft deflection. I'm just focusing on my career right now.
Pause for listener.
I'm just focusing on my career right now.
Pause for listener. Oh, come on. You can't work all the time. You need to settle down. Are you having money problems?
Strategy, firm boundary. I would rather not discuss that.
Pause for listener.
I would rather not discuss that.
Pause for listener. Well, I am just worried about you. You look a bit stressed. Is everything okay with your face? You look pale.
Strategy, boundary plus pivot. That is a bit of a personal question, isn't it? But this cake is amazing. Have you tried it?
Pause for listener.
That is a bit of a personal question, isn't it? But this cake is amazing. Have you tried it?
Pause for listener. Oh, the cake. Yes, it is good, isn't it?
And breathe. We did it.
We did. Did you notice how the aunt stopped pushing as soon as you offered the cake topic?
Yes. It's like magic. You break the tension.
I want to talk about one small detail in that last interaction. When you said, that is a bit of a personal question, you did not sound angry. You sounded calm.
That is the hardest part. When we feel attacked, our voice gets tight. We get high-pitched.
Control your breath. Low and slow. If you speak slowly, you sound like the leader of the conversation. If you speak quickly, you sound like the victim.
Low and slow. That is a great tip.
Let us try one more scenario. This one is very common for people living abroad. The question of, where are you from? Or, when are you going back home?
Oh, that can be annoying. Sometimes you've lived in the country for 10 years and people still ask when you are going home.
Exactly. It makes you feel like an outsider. So let us use the pivot to handle this with grace.
Okay.
Your English is good, but when do you think you will go back to your country?
Strategy, correct, and pivot. Actually, this is my home now. But tell me, have you lived in this city for a long time?
Oh, I like that. You corrected the assumption, this is my home now, and then immediately asked about them.
It stops them from treating you like a tourist.
Let's practice that phrase. Actually, this is my home now.
Actually, this is my home now.
And the pivot. But tell me, have you lived in this city for a long time?
But tell me, have you lived in this city for a long time?
Let's put it together. I will ask, when are you going back to your country?
Actually, this is my home now. But tell me, have you lived in this city for a long time?
Perfect. You kept your dignity, but you also kept the conversation going.
Anna, what if the person is someone we really respect, like a boss or a father-in-law? Can we still use these phrases?
That is a great question. With a boss, I would rather not discuss that can sound a little too strong, depending on your relationship.
What should we use instead?
With a superior, we often use the not yet deflection.
What is that?
If a boss asks, are you looking for other jobs or something scary? You can say, I'm really happy with what I am doing here. It's a positive deflection.
Ah, so you don't say, don't ask me. You say, everything is good here.
Yes. Or if a father-in-law asks about money, you can use the vague appreciation technique. We are doing just fine. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. That's soft, isn't it?
Yes. We are doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Then pivot immediately. How is your business going?
It always comes back to the pivot.
Always. The pivot is your escape car. You cannot just rob the bank, stop the question, and stand there. You have to get in the car and drive away.
I love that image. The pivot is the escape car.
I want to address one fear that I know our listeners have, the fear of being rude.
Yes, in many cultures, refusing to answer an elder is seen as very disrespectful.
It is important to remember that you are speaking English, and language carries culture. In English-speaking cultures, especially the UK, US, Canada, Australia, personal autonomy is very highly valued.
Personal autonomy.
Yes, the right to privacy. It is actually considered rude to push someone to answer a question they are uncomfortable with. So when you set a boundary, you are not being the rude one. The person who kept asking was the rude one.
That is a huge mindset shift. By setting a boundary, I am actually enforcing good English manners.
Exactly. You are teaching them how to treat you, and that is a sign of high-level fluency. A beginner accepts whatever happens to them. An advanced speaker shapes the conversation.
I want to be the one shaping the conversation.
You can be. It just takes practice. You do not have to start with the hardest situation. Do not start with your terrifying boss.
Start small.
Start small. Maybe with a friend who asks something minor, or even practice in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I would rather not discuss that.
It is funny. Even saying it to the mirror feels a bit empowering.
It builds the muscle, so when the real moment comes, the words are waiting for you.
We have covered a lot today. Can we recap the 3 main tools?
Absolutely. Tool number 1, the soft deflection.
For mild questions, I am just focusing on my career right now.
Tool number 2, the firm boundary.
For pushy questions, I would rather not discuss that. Remember the falling intonation.
And tool number 3, the pivot.
The escape car. But this cake is delicious.
If you have these 3 tools in your pocket, you can go to any dinner party, any meeting, any family reunion, and feel safe.
You know, I feel less anxious just thinking about it.
That is the power of preparation.
So, what is the challenge for this week?
The challenge is simple. For the next 7 days, I want you to look for one opportunity to use a soft deflection.
Just one?
Just one. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic moment. Maybe a coworker asks what you did this weekend and you don't want to explain. Just say, oh, I just focused on relaxing. How was your weekend?
That counts?
That counts. You protected your privacy and pivoted. Try it once. See how it feels to keep a little part of your life for yourself.
I am going to try that. I usually over-explain everything.
Stop explaining, start pivoting.
I love it.
Remember, your English journey is not just about words. It's about becoming the person you want to be in this new language. Strong, confident, and in control.
You've got this. We believe in you.
Thank you for letting us be part of your study routine today.
See you in the next episode.